I'm going to do a little reading from Paradox Lake, my new book, my new thriller. It's going to be a very short one because no one wants to sit there and listen to a long reading. You just want to be teased, right? And I'm coming to you from Florence, Italy at this point. I'm one of the only Americans here. I've been here for almost a month working on a new book, stuff like that. I was invited to give you, members of Scream, a reading from Paradox Lake, and so here I go. This is, we're starting like what I call the second book within the book. This is like when you know what hits the fan. And this is from the perspective of the really bad guy, who I call the Big Bad Wolf. And I'm not going to do any other explaining, you're just going to have to read the book. Alright, so here we go. Chapter 34. The rain has stopped for now, but the clouds are only getting thicker, blacker, more purple. When the big bad wolf stares directly up at the cloud cover, he can make out the jolts and bolts of electricity that are forming inside them. What big dark eyes you have. The better to see you in the dark. He knows that soon the rains will begin again, and the storm that will accompany them will be so severe it will frighten the entire town of Paradox. He gallops through the wet, rain-soaked forest like a hungry beast chasing down his prey. What speed you have, the easier to chase you down and eat you. By the time he comes to the Paradox Lake trailhead, he's breathing heavily, but he hardly notices it. He's drooling from hunger and his body is soaked with sweat. He's ripe for the kill, and tonight is the wolf's night. He scoots past the wood pile and along the brush-covered side of the old house until he comes to the old bilco doors. He opens the metal door and descends into the damp darkness, the spiderweb sticking to his face and bare arms. When a spider crawls down his face, he makes sure to open his mouth and allow the hairy black insect to enter into it. He then chomps down on the spider, its big belly popping and releasing its creamy mix of putrid, pus-covered baby spiders. He chews the spider and its children carefully, then swallows. It's his small revenge for the wolf spider that hatched 1 million little babies inside his skin. The rains have started again, and by the sound of it, a wall of water is dropping from the sky. A bright flash of lightning strikes up the night sky like it's midday, the white light leaking in from the still open bilco door. The thunder crash that follows is so loud it makes his eardrums ache. What big ears you have, the better to listen to your pounding pulse. Another series of electric lightning strikes, the thunder concussions that follow immediately after, never reverberating against the lake and against the mountains that surround Paradox. He senses something. The new storm is so severe that it's likely tripped the house's power. For all he knows, maybe all of Paradox is without power now. Just to make sure, he reaches out with his big hand and finds the long string that triggers the overhead light bulb. He pulls on the string, but no light ignites. He knows that eventually someone will come down into the basement to check on the breaker box. He knows that with Rose out on her date with his boss, the person who will descend those basement stairs will be Rose's daughter, Anna. The big bad wolf couldn't imagine a more perfect situation. He doesn't have to chase down the prey. The prey is about to come to him.